Cutting versus bulking, diet and cardio.
But when I'm cutting, I'm start more cardio, more serious.
Argumentatively, 300 grams of carbs, 300 grams of protein.
What are you guys going to learn from watching this episode? You're going to learn how generally Muscle Factory Gym transitions someone, in this case Nick, from bulking, where he's put on something like 8 kilos of muscle, into cutting.
Okay. Now, do we do cardio or do we do food?
So how does Bart at Muscle Factory Gym change his diet and his cardio from what he was doing to bulk to now what he wants to do to get completely shredded?
For me, as a bodybuilder, food makes you big. So I try not to touch food straight away. I more or less want you to move more. So I'm going to give you slow, steady state cardio. How I'm going to do that is walk to the gym.
Okay.
Walk home. That's your cardio. Once you start seeing the results on that, and if it slows down, this is why you reevaluate once a week or twice a week. It comes down to, do you like food? You go, yes. Right, more cardio. Do you like food? I can't be bothered. Right, less food.
I still do the cardio every
Today, Junior.
every day.
So we do micro changes.
Micro juices.
The biggest thing that I see with guys when they go into the diet phase, they make aggressive moves. They wake up tomorrow and they go, right, I'm going to do an hour of cardio a day and I'm going to cut down to 2,000 calories a day. It will work initially. You'll get weight loss initially, but you're going to come to a screeching halt. And when you come to a screeching halt, we metabolically adapted. What are you going to do then? More cardio? 2 hours of cardio? Eat less? Fine, do that. But that is also going to come to screeching halt and much quicker than the first time you did it. What are you up to now? 2 hours of cardio, 1,000 calories? You're going to a holiday, what are you going to do then? You see what I mean? So for me, I work on about changing between 200 calories.
Okay.
Now, I try not to use cardio as much as I can. But if you like food, the only other way I could do it is increase the intensity of your workout. Okay. So we can go, say, from 5 training sessions a week to 6. Then we can do a split. Cardio and eating less calories is something I do last.
Okay.
I rather focus on the training, make the training do the results. You know, every 2 weeks I'm going to drop another 200 calories, another 200 calories. I'm going to decrease 50 grams of carbs, but I'm going to increase 20 grams of protein. So if you look at the total calories, you go, well, there's not much of a calorie difference, right? But you've got to look at what protein does compared to what carbohydrates are in the form of thermogenic effect of feeding itself. You lose more energy by eating protein than you do carbohydrates. So it makes sense to say, well, I'm going to start increasing your protein as I decrease the carbohydrates. You could almost do it to the point where because carbs and protein are similar compounds as far as the calories go. If you drop 20 grams of carbs, you can increase 20 grams of protein. But because of the thermogenic effect of feeding, you're still going to be on a deficit because you're going to lose up to 25% of calories just by feeding the body protein. You know what I mean? Okay. So that's some of the ways we can manipulate it.
Right. You know, and at the moment, what sort of diet should I be on?
I would literally run you on 50-50. So let's say, argumentatively, 300 grams of carbs, 300 grams of protein, and then say 80 to 100 grams of fats. From that, because that's my starting point, now I can manipulate the carbs down and increase the protein.
Okay.
So I could even, like, I've had guys getting ready for show where I'm as high as 450 to 500 grams of protein and as low as 150 grams of carbs. The fat kind of relatively stays the same. And it also depends on the athlete. Sometimes I may reduce the fat and go really low in fat. Other times I may increase the fat. It just depends on their energy levels.
Okay.
But 50-50, so whatever the protein is, I match it with the carbs, and then I start changing it from that. But that's where I put you on a diet, but initially, I look at your training first.
Okay.
What type of intensity? Now, I took you through a training session today, and compared to, say, 3 months ago, your intensity is gone. You know what I mean? You took longer breaks, you took longer to recover. We need to get you back up to that level of intensity where it's like, bam, 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 go, 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 go.
When I'm working, I start maybe 3 or 4 times a week in maybe 20 or 25 minutes. Don't care heart rate. But when I'm cutting, I'm start more cardio, more serious. Do the 155 heart rate and do the 45 minutes or 15 minutes a day, every day. And when I'm close to the show, I do the twice time in the day. It's like make more serious, more cardio, like 1 hour in the morning or 45 in the evening again. Yeah.
And how about the diet? How does that change? Like when you're bulking, you eat huge amounts of food, and then when you're cutting, how do you
when
change
I'm
that?
when I'm bulking, I eat everything, but I mean it's a good food, still a good food, but I don't care how many meal a day. I don't care how many calorie a day, but eat like a portion. When I feel full, I will stop. But when start the dieting, when I start the cutting, I do everything strictly and do everything on my plan. It's like 200-300 grams a meal. Eat 8 meals a day. Yeah, and cut everything sugar, cut everything the monosodium, and add more salt in the meal. Yeah, and help me burn, help me start the system. It's good working.